comics and powered by the Red 5 Network. For more, visit red5.bio.link. Good morning! Happy December 5th, 2025. Oh my God, it's cold. It is cold here in Missouri, in Southeast Missouri, folks. Seriously. Is it cold where you are? Is it? Tell me in the chat below. Because holy shnikes, Batman, I'm having to wear like sweaters and jackets like all the time. But it's fine. I like feeling fluffy. You know? I just do. I am fluffy, so it's fine. I'm fine. Did you tell I was doing something just now? I forgot to do something, and I wanted to make sure I got it done real quick. But good morning. Make sure you have hit that like button, subscribed if you are new, and rung that notification bell so you get notified whenever I'm back with even more of whatever this is, of all this nerdy nonsense. Ladies and gents, can I just say something? My hair stuff smells so good. Whenever I move my head, it just like wafts, and I'm like, oh my God, it smells so good in here. Hooray! So, read any good news lately? Been a bit of a crazy 12 hours, wouldn't you say? I mean, we pretty much knew it was a done deal when Paramount comes out saying they're cheating. It's rigged. It's a rigged game. Like, we pretty much knew at that point, right? My audio's low. Anyone else having that problem? I do owe my members a huge apology, a massive apology. You guys know I haven't been feeling well this week. I'm still a little stuffy. I'm sure you can tell. My ears were still really hurting yesterday. I still had a lot of sinus pressure. So I took some Benadryl and I conked out yesterday afternoon, and I woke up around 6 p.m. my time. I feel so terrible. I missed the members only throwback theater, but we're going to do it again tonight at 5 p.m. Central, which is 3 p.m. Pacific time, 6 p.m. Eastern time. We're going to watch 2 episodes of Hercules: The Legendary Journeys. So I am so sorry. I'm going to make it up to you tonight. I promise. We are still 300 hours away from the big old giveaway, y'all. 300 hours away from someone winning one game from Cards Against Humanity called Contact, another game called Party Mouth, another game called Head Trip, and one lucky winner winning a custom designed hoodie from Comics and. What is my computer doing? Weird stuff. Anyway, 300 hours away from that giveaway. Keep your playlists going. Do not forget to comment. Make sure you're hitting like. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you have rung the notification bell. You're getting, you've clicked all notifications for all video drops. You get notified whenever. I dropped 5 videos yesterday, y'all. 5 videos. You've got the full Franklin Richards video. You've got the Franklin Richards part 1, 2, and 3. Thank you for your help, Kino. And you've got my Allison Mack rant from the live stream a couple of weeks ago. So let me fix my seat here. So make sure you're getting notified for that stuff. Make sure you have your bell on. Keep your bells on. It is Christmas. Keep the bells on. All right, let's scream good morning to the chat. Remember, members and super chat, super stickers, all that, they get their good mornings first. They get their good mornings first because it's only fair. It's fair. And remember, I give people fun tips. So when you guys sign up for a membership, you see the super chat, I super appreciate it. So I made you guys some clips. You have discovered several of the clips. I think there's one left. And once you've discovered that last clip, I'll let you pick which one I play when you leave a super chat or whatever. So, anywho, without further ado, let's yell good morning. Good morning, Lieutenant Nerdling. Kino Reviews contributing editor Kino. And good morning, Lieutenant DL. My God, I'm so sorry for last night. I feel so terrible. My embarrassment is eternal, I assure you. Okay, those are the only two members we have right now. So let's go back to the top. You know, they always show up later. Okay. Good morning, Omari. Yes, it is very, very sad. I absolutely love him. And I mean, he's kind of a staple in Hollywood, right? He's an absolute staple in Hollywood. And we've lost him. I hate to hear that. I do. Good morning, Super Samarian. Good morning, is it Monique Rupley? Good morning. Welcome. I hope you're subscribed. Don't forget to hit the notifications. And we've got good morning, Betty. Good morning, Real Anarchy. Good morning, Big Time Objective. Good morning, Christian Fandom Geek. Hello there, General Kenobi. Oh my. Good morning. Is it PW? Good morning. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Okay, so for you new guys, new in the chat, again, I hope you hit the like button. I hope you subscribed if you are new. You got that notification bell going. We always go through a few headlines before we dive into our main topic. And honestly, PW, sorry about that. I'm old. We go through these headlines before we get to our main topic, and honestly, everything kind of leads to this topic because it's all anyone's talking about today, and there's a lot to dive into with it, like for reals. So, I mean, I was going to ask a friend of mine. To try and join me this morning because he kind of sees things a little differently. But unfortunately, he couldn't make it. Anywho, let's dive in. Let's see what we can touch on before we get to the real meat and potatoes here. Oh my God, it smells so good. I'm such a goober. I don't know why you guys are here. All right, guys. Hey, welcome. Thank you so much, friend. PW, thank you so much. Welcome. What can we do for Ray Park? We can pray for him. We can frickin' pray for that poor guy. My goodness. Okay, so first of all, if you guys have been here for a while, I'm a huge Peaky Blinders fan. I'm a huge Cillian Murphy fan. We finally have a poster for Peaky Blinders: The Immortal Man, the movie, and looks like a release date finally around St. Patrick's Day. Makes sense. March 20th, it's releasing on Netflix. Hey, my BFF. Good morning, Dave. Good morning, Film Junkie. What's up, bro? How's it going? Good morning, Mel Ravenclaw. Ooh, we got a lot in the chat today. Good morning. So, anyone excited for the Peaky Blinders movie? The poster is dope. Really looking forward to this film. I really love the Peaky Blinders stuff. I don't know how anyone could not be a Cillian Murphy fan. Like that baffles me. Anyone who I haven't met that person. I don't know if I would want to meet that person. So I just finished all my coffee and God help us all. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited. Maybe I'll do a Peaky Blinders rewatch. I love that show. Oh my God. If you haven't watched Peaky Blinders, highly encourage you to do so. Stat. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. All right, guys. Leave your questions, comments, emotional outbursts about finally getting a release date for Peaky Blinders in the chat below. We're going to move on. It is Friday. It's a big stream today. Oh, buddy. Is it ever? Let's try to, oh my goodness. Where is he at? Where is he at? Where is he at? Nope, nope, nope. Nobody get motion sick while I'm looking for it because I'm pretty sure here he is. This was a gut punch for me. Like I was sitting in bed because as you all know, I go to bed at like 8, 8:30, 9:30 at the latest. Unless, Film Junkie's like, "Hey, let's give her the Pacific time." Cuz she doesn't pay attention to that shit. Oh man. Anyway, I was up so late. Good morning, birthday twin and my Red 5 brother DJ from the Exegesis. CARY-HIROYUKI Tagawa, as most of our nerdy generation knew him as Shang-Chi from Mortal Kombat. He's also in The Last Emperor, Man in the High Castle, which is a banger of a series over on Amazon Prime. Highly, highly recommend. Man, Dave and I, that was like our COVID series. We hung out throughout COVID with Man in the High Castle. It's absolutely amazing. So, this actually really gut punched me. Like I said, I was in bed and I was just kind of doom scrolling and I saw that and I yelled out like, "Oh my God." And my family comes running like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "No, I don't think anything will ever be okay again." He's a Hollywood staple. Absolute Hollywood staple. I feel like he's been around forever. Just really sad. Really, 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 really sad. Sorry to see him go. Rest in peace, my friend. Big part of our childhoods, I gotta say. Big part of Hollywood. Anyone have any memories, favorite roles other than Shang Tsung in the chat? Drop it. Let's see what you got. Let's see what you got. PW says rest in peace. Mortal Kombat. Time to smoke up. Don't do the vodka no more, Dave. I prefer the smoke. Oh, The Last Emperor for DJ. Yes, amazing movie. Amazing movie. Good morning, Ensign Loki. No one else saw the two Tekken movies, but he was all that's right. I completely forgot about that. totally forgot about that. Lieutenant Kino says loved him as a vampire slayer in the John Carpenter Vampires. Forgot he was in that too. You're telling me he's in everything. No one plays villainous like he did. No one. He's just so good at it. So good at it. All right, guys. If you have any final questions, comments, emotional outbursts about CARY-HIROYUKI Tagawa, leave it in the chat below. Huge loss for Hollywood. Huge, huge, huge loss. Very, very sad to hear it. You know, we got another look, but it doesn't have any sound. You got this at CCXP along with the reveal of the suit. You also got this little private little experience with Millie Alcock kind of walking you through the making of the Supergirl suit, which is kind of cute. But again, I'm just going to reiterate it for the TikTok kids. I like the skirt. And yes, they gave her pants on the CW series. I don't care if the actress or the character asked for pants. They gave her pants. There was nothing wrong with the statement I said. It was factually correct. Idiots. I like the skirt. I like the suit. I like the costume. It looks good. I'm looking forward to Supergirl. Dear God, I hope it's good. How do you guys feel about it? Big time objective. I can't wait for Supergirl. Super Samarian. Why they talk about the suit out of every, because I said something yesterday about the CW show, like one of their greatest sins was they gave Supergirl pants. And a few people were like, that's your big take. They gave her pants. And then someone else said, she asked for pants, okay? Supergirl should take her pants off and put on a skirt. PW says, I hope Supergirl's going to be awesome. Cautiously optimistic again. Superman was trash. I'm not going to say Superman was trash. I liked Superman. I didn't love Superman. It didn't blow me away. And we're going to get into that in a moment. Like Loki's saying, I'll watch it when it hits Netflix. Exactly. All right, guys. Let's dive into all of this. Let me sniffle real quick. Okay. So, the last 24 hours have been quite the ride. It's been quite the ride, y'all. So, first, I just want to clarify that my hair smells really good. I just want to clarify that, yeah, it's a business. Movies are a business, but it's an entertainment business. It's a creative business. It's an artistic business, and one that seems to be squashing a lot of other things. Like we talked about a couple of days ago, what Joseph Kahn had said, what we talked about on Film Threat Monday, that they repealed the Paramount decrees in 2020, like right under our noses. And the Paramount decrees kept studios from basically owning the store. Okay. Hey, thank you for the $5 super chat, Loki. This is the worst possible scenario for Hollywood and the theaters if it clears FTC regulation. Prepare for your moment of zen.
What didn't you like about it?
It insists upon itself, Lois.
What?
It insists upon itself.
What does that even mean?
It takes forever getting in, and you spend like 6.5 hours, and then, I can't even get through. I can't even finish the movie. I've never even seen the ending.
You've never seen the ending?
That was the last clip I've prepared so far. I'm going to make some more. But as of this point, you guys are able to choose what clip I play when you leave a super chat, super sticker, super thanks. You have the insists upon itself. You have 4 lights. You have, oh no. You have, I love that one so much. And I'm probably the only one who does. You have what is best in life. And you know what? I'll keep the Hercules intro thing for some reason. But thank you so much for the $5 super chat, Loki. You the man. I appreciate you. So, good morning, Apex Comics. So here we are. Here we are after we've just talked about how the Paramount decrees were repealed in 2020 to keep major studios from owning the store, to basically stack the deck. What that meant was, up until 1948, the studios could own all the theaters and they could force theaters to play whatever movies they wanted the theaters to play. Whether they were good, whether they were bad, it didn't matter. They block booked. They prohibited other movies from getting to be played in theaters. So in 1948, the Supreme Court stepped in and you got the Paramount decrees, which said, nope, we're not going to do that anymore. That's creating a monopoly. It's blocking capitalism. It's blocking capitalism. It's not allowing other filmmakers, other movies, of theaters in general to make money on their own. So we're not going to do that anymore. Well, in 2020, while we were all paying attention to this hand's like, whoop, we're just going to repeal that. So now it doesn't matter. They own the streaming services. They're owning theaters again. Look at the deal that Netflix is making with AMC. They're not counting numbers on individual content now. They're not paying attention to numbers based on individual movies or series. It's subscribers on specific apps. It's just across the app in general. So it doesn't matter how good or bad the content is. From 1948 until 2020, movies had to be good for a movie theater owner to decide to put it in their theater. The movie theater owner got to choose whether or not, or movie theater owner got to choose what movies to put in their theater. And it was merit based. I mean, subjective, obviously, but they had a choice. And studios had to earn that. They had to work for it. That is gone. Since 2020, for the last 5 years, that is completely gone. They don't have to work for that anymore. They own the store. They own the store, they own the product. So, last night, and remember, nothing is completely finalized yet. Now they have to go through the FTC. And the government has already flat out said, we're going to investigate the shit out of this. We're going to drag this out for years. So, but if it finally finalizes, if it finally goes through, if and when it finally goes through, you are going to have the biggest streaming services combined. Netflix has already come out to say that they are going to shorten the in theater life of all movies through Warner Brothers because they don't feel it's fair to the consumer. What? It's exactly what we feared. They want to kill theaters. They want them to die. They want their families dead. Yeah. They want it all gone. They do not want to share profits. Period. They want as much profit as possible. Obviously, everyone wants as much profit as possible, but at what cost? What are we losing? I feel like we lose humanity. We lose our soul. It reminds me so much of, if this sounds so silly saying this out loud, but it does remind me so much of this episode of Sequest DSV in the 90s where in the future, and I believe it was Sequest DSV, in the future, people did not have any physical interaction with each other at all. There were like one man and one woman left on the whole planet because the human race was dying out because they were only contacting one another through the internet. They didn't leave their homes. And this just kind of feels like going that direction. You know, you remove the theater experience, and then what do you have? Just streaming at home. So we have no reason to go out and have these experiences with other people. That's one of the cool things about going to the movie theater is having a shared experience. That Endgame and Spider-Man No Way Home, the whole theater jumped up and cheered together. You feel that energy together. That is just an absolute unique thing that cannot be replicated. It's a very scary feeling to me. And I know that, again, it's a business. It's a business. They're out to make business, to make money. And David Zaslav is a real estate guy. I have told you this for years. He's a real estate guy. He saw an opportunity to flip, and that's exactly what he did. I told you guys 3 years ago that he's going to sell it in 2 or 3 years. And he did. I'm not trying to do this. I'm just saying, demonstrating that I understand that it is a business. And my dear friend did say, well, watch more independent movies, watch indie films. That's the problem. When we have more of these big mergers, when we're just kind of merging into one mega corporation, one mega film trust, and they control everything. They're controlling all the access for these independent filmmakers. They own the road, as Joseph Kahn said. This makes it more difficult for smaller independent filmmakers to make their smaller independent films. It's not so much about using that elbow grease to go find a small independent film to watch. And for a lot of people like me, I live in Southeast Missouri. In my town, I have a little 4-screen theater. If I want to see a bigger theater, I have to drive about an hour and a half to St. Louis. And even there, I mean, I think you can go to the Tivoli in U City to see more indie type films. You just don't have as many options. And again, the big studios, the big corporations, they are killing that off. They don't want indie films. They don't want indie filmmakers. So they are closing down access for all of that. It's not about us having to do a little extra work to find entertainment. First of all, why should we have to do that? It's about them closing off the ability to even allow those to be made. There are going to be fewer and fewer of them until there are none at all. All right, before we move on to the next part of this conversation, let's check in with the chat. Let me get a little sip. Good morning. Frankly, he said. So, what the hell is going to happen with DC, assuming they care? Excellent question. I have been told for sorry, I got this new like cushion for my chair and it slides. I have been told for a couple of months now, and I've been telling my community from my industry sources that are legit that it's kind of this known thing that Gunn is not going to be around. He's not going to get his contract renewed. So do with that as you will. And yesterday was our main topic. Matthew Baloney from Puck News is hearing the same things I am now. So I guess it's all going to entirely depend now on how well Supergirl does. If Supergirl and probably Lanterns does very, very well, makes a lot of money, and I'm going to speculate that it's going to need to probably be $1 billion movie for Ted Sarandos, or is it Sarandos? Ted, who owns Netflix, to be like, you know what, that's pretty great. But then again, I genuinely don't think he gives two shits. He has flat out said he doesn't want to keep movies in theaters very long. He doesn't care about that stuff. So there's your answer. Lieutenant Kino, maybe this can be revised and drive-in theater or mom and pop theaters. Or maybe this can revive. Not if they kill it off. Not if they kill it off. See how it used to work before they even had the Paramount decrees. When the industry started, the Trust, Edison and Pathé and all those guys, they wouldn't sell their films to anyone. Only in theaters they owned could you go see one of their films. And so then you got the antitrust laws, and you got studios like Paramount, Universal, Fox, etc. But then they started doing the same thing. They wouldn't share their films with independent film owners or independent theater owners, only in theaters they owned. And that's when you got the Paramount decrees. They said that's a monopoly. You can't do that. So here we have it. Now we're looking at the possibility of going back to renting the film directly from the studio for a brief period of time on their terms entirely, which, I mean, they do that anyway. But also, what I think is going to happen is that you'll only see them in theaters that they own, if you get to see it in theater at all. And that includes drive-ins. Kino reviews mom and pop private screens. Public libraries will be the way. See, that's, I don't know if you're hearing me. The licensing things is they're going to block all of that, and they will sue. Oh, Dave is the best. Love-filled junkie. Dave is the best. Ensign Loki says, for perspective, Warner Brothers released like a dozen movies this year. Netflix will eventually stop a minimum of 12 movies a year from releasing in theaters. It's so deader than dead. Monique says, I don't think any movie makes FU money anymore. COVID killed that. Have you seen Zootopia 2's numbers? Zootopia 2 outperformed the entire theatrical run of Superman in 1 week. Zootopia 2, and this is just last week. Zootopia 2, sorry for my British people. Zootopia 2 made over $600 million in 1 week. Global. That's the entire theatrical global run of Superman in 1 week. They absolutely do. Barbie, Oppenheimer, Wicked, Wicked, the first Wicked did amazing. Minecraft, they do. They really do. Frankly, he said, to be honest, going to the movies is for the rich nowadays. I miss the $1 movie theater in Kentucky. I watched Dragonheart, Armageddon, and a whole bunch of movies there. Dude, you are preaching to the converted. I have said many, many times, going to the movies now is an expensive night out for people. It costs minimum around $100 for 2 people to go to the film. That's including the tickets, the food. It's $100 for snacks, tickets, the whole shebang. It used to be a cheap date. Now it's you got to plan that shit in advance and save for it. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. And we used to go to the dollar theaters too. In fact, we used to do that the day after Christmas when I was a kid. It was a good time. Good morning, Sergeant Giratina. So, just remember, once they own the store, the product, the ingredients, everything, what's stuff? Remember, their numbers are not based on the individual product. It's based on how many subscribers that the app gets. That's it. That's all they care about. The individual product numbers, nobody really knows what those numbers are. Nobody knows. They don't have to disclose it. They don't have to disclose it. So because of that, and they get to keep all that money for themselves. They own the studio. They have the actors under contract. They own everything. Extremely high profit margin. If they don't put it in theater, or if they don't have a movie in theaters, then they don't have to share the ticket profit with the individual theaters. They don't have to share money with the theater. They don't want to do that. They don't want to do that anymore. Good morning, Free Dragon. Yes, it is absolutely real. It is real. So, Netflix purchasing for $82.7 billion. We had estimated its worth at $70 billion. And Paramount is like, unfair. They're cheating. They just paid a lot more money than you were offering to pay. So right off the bat, yeah, here you go. This is the next thing. This also guarantees your subscription price is going to go up because their catalog is going up. Their catalog is worth more. So, on top of this, now this, I don't want to start with that one. I want to start with, where'd he go? Really need to get like some carpet or something to cover my metal desk. I keep saying that, but I don't have any. I don't have any. This, why anonymous though? Why bother with the anonymous? So this came out yesterday afternoon before the official news came out. Holy, not a fan of this chair. Anonymous A-listers lobby Congress against Netflix Warner Brothers Discovery acquisition. Streamer would hold a noose around the theatrical marketplace. A consortium of top industry players have sent an open letter full of alarm to Congress describing a potential economic and institutional meltdown in Hollywood if Netflix succeeds in its effort to acquire Warner Brothers Discovery. The letter was sent via email to members of Congress from both parties on Thursday from an anonymous collective identifying themselves only as concerned feature film producers. The group explained it was leaving the letter unsigned, not out of cowardice, but fear of retaliation given Netflix's considerable power as a buyer and distributor. That sounds like cowardice. That sounds like cowardice. Netflix and Warner Brothers Discovery declined to comment. The communication outlines 3 areas of great concern, including that Netflix could stand to destroy the theatrical marketplace by escalating or eliminating the amount of time Warner Brothers films could play in theaters before hitting the combined Netflix HBO Max streaming platform. Sources told Variety earlier on Thursday that Netflix's current proposal for Warner Brothers would have a theatrical window as thin as 2 weeks of exclusivity before moving to streaming. Another insider familiar with the deal process flatly denied this, saying that periods would be longer. What, like 3 weeks? 4 weeks? Rival bidders Comcast and Paramount both have robust theatrical distribution outlets. Paramount has specifically pledged to keep Warner Brothers operating as a standalone business that will make a minimum of 14 films per year for theaters. The producers argued that Netflix would effectively hold a noose around the theatrical marketplace with what they assert would be enough market influence to reduce the footprint of theatrical movies and force down subsequent licensing fees paid in post-theatrical windows. The letter to Congress also references the many times Ted Sarandos, co-CEO of Netflix, has extolled that Netflix's business model has nothing to do with the movie theaters, including a quote from 2023's earnings call where Sarandos said, "Driving folks to a theater is just not our business." The note concludes by urging members of the House and Senate to speak out publicly against the acquisition and afford the potential deal the highest level of antitrust scrutiny. The stakes, the letter concludes, represent millions of jobs and a treasured art form. And I would add the soul. It's going to the theater, the movie theater. That's something we do together. It's a group activity. You're there with a bunch of other people. We're going to start completely disconnecting from one another, even more than we already have. Oh, but I think they should have signed their names to it. I mean, if you really mean it, if you really want to throw yourself on the line and say, you go no further, this is it, sign your name. Seriously. What is Netflix going to actually delete you? No. You got plenty of money. They're going to take your money. You may not have a job anymore, but you got, I mean, come on. Sign your name to it. Sign your name. Sign your name. Just. Also, the Directors Guild of America plans to meet with Netflix to discuss their significant concerns about the streamer's acquisition of Warner Brothers. All of Hollywood is stressed out about this. It's like the one time I completely agree with them. Like, this is a problem. Theaters are important. The art form is important. The theater experience is important. And without the theater experience, without independent theaters, quality of film and television series will continue to suffer. They will continue to get worse and worse and worse because there is zero reason for them to do better. Because they own the store. They don't have to report numbers. They can do whatever they want. The only streaming app that I actually see using that as an opportunity to allow their creatives to be creative in a positive way and grow and do well is Apple TV. Tell me I'm wrong. But Apple TV seems to have the best quality in streaming. Their movies, their TV shows. Frankenstein on Netflix is amazing. And I love Stranger Things. Don't get me wrong. But Apple TV, Severance, Foundation, For All Mankind. See, I mean, I love Pluribus. Apple TV seems to truly appreciate the art form and creatives. So it doesn't really seem like quality is suffering over there. But this, this just spells doom for what I can see. We have more and more giant corporations merging together and pushing out the little guy. Closing off access to independent creatives. Closing off access for human connection, for human experience, for actual humans to go to the movies together and have a shared experience. And then, of course, they're going to bleed us dry. Now, what does this mean? What does this mean for HBO series, HBO Max, the streaming service, and Netflix, the streaming service? Are they going to combine? Are they going to remain separate? I mean, when Disney bought Hulu, they combined. In fact, that app is going to officially become one in a couple of months. And Loki just and said Loki, Disney Plus, and Hulu just merged totally. So there will only be 2 streaming services. Not enough for Paramount Plus or Peacock. Nope. Sorry. Ah, these things itch horribly. Horribly. And dare we speak of it? Dare I invoke them? I'm just waiting for the cult to just unleash their dog's day. We've done it! So, what does this mean for the Snyder cult? Are they getting their Restore the Snyderverse? No! No! Do you know why? It's been 10 years. It has been 10 years. Ben Affleck has said irrefutably, unequivocally, he's done. He's not coming back. It was a miserable experience for him. He hated it. He doesn't want to do it again. Okay? It's just a movie. If you love Zack Snyder so much, then please go support his other works. There is absolutely nothing wrong with that. It's respectful, actually. Let the man, let the man enjoy the rest of his career. Kino, you've gotten new DC stuff. You have got new DC stuff. Congratulations. You don't have two different Star Wars things going on at the same time, do you? No. You're not going to get two different DC things going on at the same time. It's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. Affleck is not coming back. The GQ article, he laid it all out there. He flat out said, not gonna do it. That suit sucked. It was uncomfortable. I want more time with my kids. I don't like the process. He said all of those things. He's done. He's done. Henry, God love him, is on his own thing. He's got a bunch of stuff going on. He's got his nerdy dream, the Warhammer series. He's happy. Happy, happy, happy. I don't know what Gail's doing these days. She's wanting more Snow White, so bless her heart. Oh, how do we explain? Oh, honey, no, there's a GQ article that came out earlier this year. He will not be back. You need to read that article. He said, no, I will never, ever, ever, ever do that again. He doesn't want to. GQ article, April 2025. Read it. Zack Snyder has several other films. I don't understand why Snyder fans don't support his other films too. Like, if you love him so much and you want to see him succeed, why aren't they supporting more Rebel Moon stuff? Why aren't you asking for more Rebel Moon? Why aren't you excited for the last photograph? Like, Army of the Dead stuff. Like, why do I never hear hashtags for that or clamoring for that? All I hear is the Snyder cult stuff about the Snyderverse. It's just the strangest thing to me. If you're a fan of a specific director, but only a fan of this specific director's specific work, like, that's just crazy to me. He's got so much other work. He's literally moved on with his life. Like, there you go, Legends of Ga'Hoole. I love that movie. But my point is, he's done other things since then, and I don't see cultists like pounding their fists in the air for more Rebel Moon, more Army of the Dead. I can't wait for the last photograph kind of stuff. Like, seriously, if you're going to support Zack Snyder, support Zack Snyder. Like, why beat a dead horse? You know, we got new Star Wars after a million years, but it was in universe. We still got more DC. So there you have it. There you have it. Yeah, I'm a fan of quality myself. I did not like the Rebel Moon movies. I like Zack Snyder's work, but I didn't like the Rebel Moon movies. So, seeing Netflix speaking out of both sides of their mouth, saying Netflix expects to keep releasing Warner Brothers films theatrically, but then goes and says they're going to shrink that window down because they don't think it's fair to consumers. My left ass cheek. Like, you've got to be kidding me. Good morning, Six the Truth. To be fair, Snyder keeps stoking the flames. Dude, tell me about it. Tell me about it. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. Save yourself the trouble. Save yourself the trouble. Yeah, but we've already got a DC thing going on. You got DC back. Do you see what I'm saying? Good morning, Penny. Enjoy that sleeping in. I'm out here pissing people off. It's what I do best. And, you know, not being able to sit in my chair. I should have stood this time. I should have stood because I'm animated. I'm animated. Warner Brothers Discovery's David Zaslav celebrates the Netflix acquisition in a new statement. Of course he does. He just made $83 billion. Today's announcement combines two of the greatest storytelling companies in the world to bring to even more people the entertainment they love to watch the most. By coming together with Netflix, we will ensure people everywhere will continue to enjoy the world's most resonant stories for generations to come. But all at home by yourselves. Oh, I'm a big fan of Joseph Kahn now. I need to watch Ick. I'm a big fan of how smart he is. He says, when you buy a theatrical ticket to any Warner Brothers film, you should get the ticket price discounted off your Netflix subscription. Please Venmo me my chief marketing officer job offer. Thank you. Do it. Do it. Okay, this is really funny. Snyder's like the ex who texts from time to time and won't let you heal and move on. In or out, Mr. Slow Motion. Go on now, go. Walk out the door. Just turn around now. You're not welcome anymore. Luis Fernando says, this is a very sad day for the whole industry, a disastrous and worse outcome for Warner Brothers, and an evil checkmate applied by Netflix against the legacy of Hollywood. Anyone who says otherwise are the same naive, ignorant, or disingenuous creators of Zaslav is going to be great for Warner Brothers back in 2021. Now, the only hope is for regulators to step up and shut down this catastrophic machination. Youch! Youch! I've said it this whole time. And the only reason why I was like, I want Comcast, you know, if I was to pick, I'd go with Comcast. I've told you the only reason is because of my press access with NBC Universal. But if I were to choose anything to happen, I wanted it to get broken up into smaller companies. That would be best I felt like that would have been the best thing for quality film and television series coming out of Warner Brothers and DC was individual smaller companies. But now it's an even bigger corporation. Even bigger corporation. Oh man, guys, what are we going to do? What does this mean for DCU? Well, the chances are even higher that Gunn and Safran's contracts will not be renewed. I've been saying that for some time because that's what I was told. That's what my industry sources were telling me. So now it's going to be quite a long wait and see process. It's going to be a long wait and see. Anytime stuff like this goes through, it has to go through the FTC. And the government has already said, we're going to investigate. And when we investigate this, we're going through everything. We are opening every closet, every drawer, every shoebox, everything. I could see that if they're going to keep anybody, I could see them keeping Safran over Gunn. I haven't heard anything regarding Safran, really, when it comes to, well, you know, word on the street is blah, blah, blah. Safran's name didn't really come up. The only time it did was, well, you know, they haven't renewed their contracts. But if they're going to pick, I could see it Safran more so than Gunn because Safran is an executive. He knows how to be an executive. Gunn, not so much. He's a good filmmaker. He doesn't know how to play the executive game very well, and they want someone who will play the game. That's one of the issues that the higher ups have is stupid dog. That's one of the issues that the executive have is that Gunn wants final say before greenlighting projects. He wants final say. People like Ted Sarandos, they're not going to want to allow that. They want things to happen that they want to happen. And like we talked about yesterday, when a big company comes in and buys out another, usually they go through and clean house and bring in their own people to send a pretty clear message. So, Lieutenant Backyard TARDIS. Remember when Microsoft bought Bethesda and Activision and they said they wouldn't change release pipeline to PlayStation and then immediately gave Xbox and PC3 to 6 months exclusivity on big games? There you have it. Yup. Yup. Oh, man. I like Brightburn too. Who let the dogs out? Then they didn't do that for Activision and Blizzard. Apex says Warner Brothers should make a Brightburn versus Superman movie. I don't see that happening. I don't. Would be wild. The new Paramount regime has killed several projects in development, including Miles Teller's rom-com Winter Games, Ferris Bueller's Day Off spinoff, Victor and Sam's Day Off. It's about the two car guys. And Colin Trevor Rose Area 51 movie that has Reynolds attached to produce. Paramount's having a rough time, man. Paramount is having a rough time. You need to calm down, Olive. Do you want to come up? Come on. Come on. Say hi. You gotta come over here. You gonna say hi? Yeah, that's a microphone. Are you good? Are you good? Yeah, okay. You want your hoodie up? She's got her hoodie on. She's cold. You stinky girl. You feel better now? Okay. Do you feel better? A big hug? Okay. Have you ever met an autistic dog? Now you have. Now you have. Yeah, so the Ferris Bueller, stop that. The Ferris Bueller spinoff was about the two valets, the car garage guys who took off with Cameron's dad's car and had a joyride with it. But they've killed that off. Good morning, Cam. My dog cannot paint. I'm not that kind. But Paramount is having a rough time. Like they accused Warner Brothers Discovery of unfair practices of favoring Netflix. Well, yeah, Netflix offered them more money. Paramount laid off over 1,000 people to try and make money for this bid, and they killed all of these projects. And what happened? They didn't win. They didn't win. DL, Lieutenant DL, member of the channel. So they should give every customer a thing of Vaseline with every subscription. Ha! Ha! Oh, it just might work. Oh, you guys kill me. You kill me. Yeah, she grew up and yep. Okay, you need to be a good girl. Oh my. Well, guys, I think that means it's about time for me to wrap it up. Because I have a grand puppy to take care of. Oh my gosh, she's getting antsy. She's getting antsy. If you guys would like to help support the channel, the best way to do that is just by hitting the like button, subscribing if you're new, ringing the notification bell to get notified whenever I'm back with even more of this nerdy nonsense. Of course, sharing the videos, telling a friend, leaving comments. Consider becoming a member of the channel. I got lots of perks for you. You get to see videos before anyone else does. You get these fun emojis and stuff. And once a week, you get to hang out at the members only Discord and watch a throwback 90s sci-fi fantasy show with yours truly and the rest of the gang. It was supposed to be yesterday, but I wasn't feeling good and I took Benadryl and I slept through it. I'm sorry. So we're doing that today. So I feel better. I promise. Anywho, you also get emojis and stuff. And there's also super chats and super thanks and super stickers. And I have little clips for those when you send those. Oh, my hair smells so good. So nice. But anywho, if you would like to support the channel in other ways, you got that QR code right there. It takes you to buymeacoffee.com/comics@MUA. And you can tip me as little or as much as you can. And it helps me literally keep the lights on here. There's also Cash App at $ DanielleSoncasie. That's right. It's Soncasie. Soncasie. It doesn't look like it, but it is. $ DanielleSoncasie. And the same deal. Tip me as little or as much as you like. There's also the original Nerdling Army over at patreon.com/comics, and a lot of the same perks, but you also get exclusive merch, exclusive content, but exclusive merch that you can't get anywhere else. And you get those every 3 months for the first year of your membership. Some of you are getting merch in the next week. I got an alert. So check that out. Three tiers starting as little as $3 a month. You can't afford not to check it out. Okay. There's also the official merch store at comicsandcosmetics.etsy.com. It is the holiday season. It's time to go shopping for your nerdy friends and family. And what better way to help support the channel while shopping at the same time for your loved ones at comicsandcosmetics.etsy.com. Hundreds of nerdy designs inspired by your nerdy favorites, all made by yours truly on so many products. You just have no idea. So check that out today. I'm also an affiliate for many companies that could really help you out, like Gear Up VPN and Booster while you're playing Marvel Rivals and Fortnite. Protect your online identity while boosting your speed at the same time. And someone was asking for hair tips. Fun fact, Monique, I'm a retired hairstylist. I am a licensed cosmetologist. I am a former salon owner, believe it or not. That's right. I'm a professional makeup artist, professional special effects artist, licensed cosmetologist. I owned a salon called Salon Mia when I started this channel, and I have all of Olive. I need you to chill, honey. I'm working on it. I'm working on it. Thank you. I have all of my favorite recommendations on Amazon. Amazon.com/shop/comicsand ... She's killing me. She's stepping on my cord here. Honey, I need you to stop. Oh my God. All of my skincare, cosmetics, all of my recommendations are on my Amazon store right there. I don't put any heat on my hair. None. I use a heatless hair curler. This thing right here. That's what I use. No heat whatsoever. Nothing. Just that. You can find it on my list on Amazon right there. There's a bunch of other affiliate links in the description below. You can find everything on my website, comics-and.com, as well as all of my reviews, all of my special effects looks, my looks from all of my breakdowns, because while I do breakdowns, I do my makeup at the same time, and sometimes my hair. And a little bit of information about myself and a lot about the channel. So go check out comics-and.com today. This podcast is powered by the Red 5 Network. We are a collective of exclusively nerdy podcasters and content creators here to educate and entertain you. So if you like this podcast, chances are you're going to love more of what the Red 5 Network has to offer you. So go check out red5.bio.link today to discover more of your Red 5 family of podcasts. Let's check in with the chat. But comics fan and cosmetologist. Yeah, my channel was originally Comics and Cosmetics. When I do my breakdowns, it is Comics and Cosmetics, but it grew so much in the 5 years I've been doing this that I had to change it to just Comics and, because it changes all the time. It did. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you very much. And go check out my website. Go check out my Amazon store. I got some tips. I hardly use anything at all. Yes. I used to say I'm a licensed cosmetologist and registered super nerd. What's up? Hey, good morning, Archangel. I heard a few days ago that Paramount offered a few billion, but Netflix at deeper pockets. Hell yeah, they did. Hell yeah, they did. All right, guys, to all of my members, I will see you this evening at 6 p.m. Eastern time over on the members only Discord. If you are not a member, become a member. Go check out the members section after you join. Go check out the members section over on the community tab on Netflix. If you don't see, you should see the invite to the Discord. If it doesn't work, comment and I'll fix that for you. But until then, nerds, have a wonderful, amazing, nerdy weekend, and I will see you in the next one. Remember to keep your eyes peeled. Because
Disney and Kathleen Kennedy are gonna get you.
Hey nerdlings, gather around. Dani's in the house and the hype's inbound. From sci-fi dreams to super real schemes, she's the queen of comics and everything in between. Makeup brush in one hand, pen in the other, crafting worlds like no one's ever discovered. Sci-fi writer, pinch creator, going live on stream. There's no one greater. Comics and everything, we dive so deep into stories and secrets that the nerds all keep. Comics and everything, the chat's alive. Monday through Friday, Dani provides the vibe. Superheroes, villains, fantasy lore. Every day there's something new to explore. From Star Wars stars to Marvel fights, breaking nerdy news, keeping chat up all